Two questions that every personality assessment asks are simply these. Are you direct or are you indirect? We're looking for that difference. We're asking that question to kind of separate people out from direct to very indirect. The second question we're asking is, are you people-oriented? Are you people-oriented or are you task-oriented? I want you to pretend that there's an imaginary line from the front of the room to the back of the room. And all of you belong somewhere on that imaginary line. The front of the room is extremely direct. The back of the room is extremely indirect. And all of us belong somewhere on this line between extremely direct and extremely indirect. Now, how do you tell? Tell me your name, please. Jacqueline. So I'm at a party, and Jacqueline's at this party, and we have our sliders and our nachos and our little drink, and we're standing next to each other, and the party's really crowded. And I'm standing next to Jacqueline, and I don't realize it, but I'm stepping on her toe. I'm standing on her toe, but I don't know it. So if Jacqueline is extremely direct, what will she say to me? Get off my toe. If she's a little less direct, she'll say, Tim, would you please get off my toe? If she's a little less direct, she'll say, Tim, I hate to tell you this, but you're on my toe. Would you get off my toe? A little less direct, she'll say, Tim, this is a great party. Isn't the food great? And we'll talk a while, then she'll say, oh, and by the way, you're on my toe. Would you mind getting off? If she's even more indirect, she'll take longer before she finally gets around to asking me to get off her toe. And finally, if she's extremely indirect, she won't even mention that I'm on her toe. She'll pull out her cell phone and say, excuse me, Tim, I need to step out in the hall and take this call. Now, I want you to hear this. There's not a bad place on this line. So, every one of you belongs somewhere on this line. I'm going to say this again. There is not a bad place. There's not a, ooh, I want to be there, or I want to be there. I don't want you to stand where you think you belong, or where you would like to belong. I want you to stand where you think you are as you've assessed yourself. So would you please get up and stand on this imaginary line about where you think you belong. Direct is in the front, and indirect is in the back. This is the most important thing we will do today. This is the most important thing we'll do today, because if you understand this, the people that are near you speak the same language that you do. But the farther down the line they get from you, the more possibility, the more chances, the more opportunities for a breakdown in communication. So the next thing I want to ask you, I want you to keep your alignment this way, but in just a minute I'm going to ask you to either step this way or step this way. And the other question that every personality assessment is asking is, are you people-oriented or are you task-oriented? How do you tell the difference? You're working in your office. It's 3:30 in the afternoon and I knock on your door and say, I've got to have help, and you're the only one that can answer this question. Could I talk to you for, say, 30 minutes? So you sit down, you're a professional, whether you're task-oriented or people-oriented, you invite me in and you explain, and by 30 minutes I'm saying, oh man, you've explained this to me, I understand now, I see the light, I can go out and do it, thank you so much. And I leave and go back to my office. In that 30 minutes, does your battery get depleted or does it get charged? At the end of the 30 minutes, are you feeling worn out, like I love talking, but I'm worn out and I'm ready to be by myself again? Or does the conversation energize you? So if you would keep your alignment this way, but if you're task-oriented, move this way. If you're people-oriented, move that way. So look around. The people in your world are all over the map. The people you work with that you think, what's up with that person? Chances are they are on the opposite side of the room. The people that we communicate the best with and we will lock horns with are the people in our corner as well. So, question. What do you take away if the fire department came and said, we've got to shut the building down because we have a fire, and we didn't do anything else today, what would you take away from this right here? This right here is the key to understanding and working better with each other, by simply having this picture in your head. And every time you interact with a customer or with a coworker or with a significant other, you're asking yourself, is the reason why we're having the disconnect because I just don't like this person, they don't like me, or is it because we're different personality styles?